Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This time we're on episode 27 and potentially 28. You'll know by the title. The reason I don't know right now is because I've been told by you guys that 27 is a recap episode, but it's a recap episode that has new stuff in it as well that I need to see. And the problem is I don't really know if it's enough content to make it one episode, so I might be combining 27 and 28 together. That's why I don't know right now, but obviously by the title you guys will know. And to be honest, I'm not usually a fan of recap episodes in anime. I think they just kind of are like space fillers and I don't usually watch them. But I can definitely make an exception for this one. Not only will it be giving me new information apparently, but also these past couple episodes have been so heavy, they've had so much weight to them that it'll feel nice just to have a bit of a break. And it's going to be great because not only do I not have as much new information being thrown at me, it'll give me time to go over information that I've gotten in the past few episodes and really take the time to digest it and think about it even more, and maybe I'll have more to input than I did on the previous episodes. Either way, you guys know I don't like wasting too much time in the intros. You guys want to see me get to the reaction, I want to get to the reaction, so let's do that. But first, I want to let you guys know that if you go over to my Patreon right now, the next episode will be available on the Soul tier, and many episodes past that, probably well into a month in advance at least, are on the Ascended tier. The Patreon versions are also the extended edition, meaning that you get more reaction, more length, more discussion, everything like that. And of course, any comments left on my new Patreon releases are the ones I'll see first, way before the episode comes out on YouTube, so if you really want to leave a comment and let me know something about a specific episode, or really whatever, Patreon is the place to be. With all that said, let's stop wasting time and let's jump right into episode 27. Okay, so we got Hohenheim here. This is already new stuff.
Drink up.
Pinocchio?
Oh, wow. Wait, Pinocchio?
Drink alone.
This dude's immortal. Oh, and we get a new opening on this episode of all episodes. All right, sweet. Okay, all the homunculus. I saw Sloth in there, the big guy. Kimberly. I think we're finally gonna get Kimberly soon. I can tell there's a lot of symbolism happening here. A lot of it's kind of foreboding, with Al getting all the hands grabbing at him. And it seems like he's laying in the field alone, Ed. That's kind of scary. Interlude Party, episode 27. All right, bit of Hohenheim backstory. So he is the same age
Like this for a change.
as far in the future. That's Pinocchio, Granny. Makes me wonder if
In this country.
Hohenheim himself is a homunculus, maybe. Or has a Philosopher's Stone within him. Ooh, those shadows mixing together like that.
Weak they are. They've an innate fear of the dark. And how do they handle this fear? They simply pretend that it doesn't exist. They run away from it. How could anyone say humans aren't weak? It's an inherent trait. So then, how about we take advantage of their weakness? They certainly do make a good natural resource.
Just like his
Right?
inner
That's what
voice.
they're good for. Fullmetal Alchemist.
Interesting. Okay. That could mean a couple different things.
I'm gonna show you two boys something neat before we die. Consider it a party.
Bad CG.
Humans are nothing but a resource. And if we don't use them, they'll spread like weeds. You can't change reality, only your perception. Tell me what you think you could actually change. The nature of their species? They will always be weak and frightened creatures.
Huh.
We will change. Because we can change. I know it. We may be weak, but we just have to be. If not, then we wouldn't have any reason to grow, to get strong.
That's
I know
nice.
that it may seem futile to you, but it's not. Because we are getting stronger with every step we take.
I'm sick of watching people die, and I can't just sit back and take it anymore. I won't let anyone else get killed, not when I can protect them.
I won't run away from this.
Alpha!
Look at me! I'll come back! Just you wait!
I love that shot.
You
It's
see,
so
I'm
good.
sure we can change. Because we're weak. And because we die. We have to fight in order to live. And that's what will make us strong. And if that's not enough, if you're still not convinced that we can change, then think about us.
All of the days we spent with our family in Risenwold.
This is so strange, but so good. What a strange episode this has been. So it was all a dream, which kind of explains the couple of the inaccuracies. It's just how Hohenheim remembers the people.
Thanks for all the help.
Interesting. New ending as well. All right, let's watch it through. There's oh man, there's a lot to process about all that. I expected a bit more of a break. There was a ton of recap, which will probably definitely get edited out. Cool, like Winry slice of life ending. Pretty good, pretty good. It's definitely a more like soft. It's gonna be hard to beat Let It All Out. I don't know. Alright, so I just finished watching episode 27. It was a good episode. There was definitely a lot of recap, a lot of repeated scenes, you know, from episodes that we've seen before, and that's fine. It gives you a little bit of time to reappreciate things that have happened in the past now that you have the context of a lot of things that we've learned up to now. The main focus of this episode, the main reason that I needed to watch this episode was because we got a little bit of inside Hohenheim's mind. Hohenheim has this sort of battle with himself between his humanity and I guess what can either be considered like maybe another personality or just another part of his mind that has a lot of cynicism towards humanity and what it is. It seems to me that in Hohenheim's mind, he's battling with himself to find out what he really thinks of humanity. He has these such conflicting views. I think he definitely leans a lot more toward the cynical, bad side of humanity. But you see in his dream that Panako, as well as his wife, come to him and talk about all the wonderful things about humanity and are sort of convincing him. And I think that's what's really sort of pulling him back down to humanity. A lot of the things that she was pointing out, a lot of things that she was talking about, and a lot of the scenes we saw during that ending scene was that it definitely revolved around the theme of people needing each other. In a lot of ways, being a human isn't about just being an individual. We are so strong because we work together. We're so strong because we have each other. In so many ways, humanity is so strong because we are a collective. Even though many people don't get along for many reasonable and very unreasonable things, as a whole, we work together a whole lot more than we tear each other apart, and because of that, we've come so far as a species. Ling Yao did not leave Lan Fan behind. Alphonse stands up for other people because he doesn't want to see them die anymore. Edward cares about Alphonse more than he even cares about himself. And there's so many endless examples of the altruism that the show likes to convey. Nearly all of our main cast have been incredibly altruistic. Winry's parents have been altruistic. Panako's altruistic. Winry, Edward, Alphonse, Roy, Riza. Every single one of them consistently puts themselves in danger for the betterment of others. And as poetic as it is other people that help Hohenheim realize this. This is a realization he did not come to on his own. He sees it through the words of other people. And since it's a dream, probably not only their words, but the actions that he's witnessed firsthand. This is a really good discussion, but not only did this episode give me that, it's also incredibly hyped me up for seeing a lot more about Hohenheim and Father and whatever is going on with this situation. And that is plenty good enough for me. Alright, so I took a little bit of a break between the episodes. I got some food, I did some thinking about everything that's going on, and something actually kind of came to me. And I don't really have any basis for this. I don't know, this is just pure speculation, but hear me out on this. What if Hohenheim actually wants to die? There's a couple things that make me think this, and it's really put into play by the last episode, but it also goes farther back than that too. If you recall back in episode, I think it was like 22 or 23, Trisha told Panako that she regretted not being able to keep her promise to Hohenheim. She made the promise that she would outlive Hohenheim, or that she wouldn't be the one to die first, and she was sad that she wasn't able to keep that promise. So that's one small stone in the pond of wondering, you know, why would Hohenheim want a promise like that, or why would they make that sort of promise? Especially considering everything that Father is doing for the, you know, search for immortality and everything that's going on in this whole story about immortality. Then you also have someone like Bradley, who is a homunculus, but not a full homunculus. He was a human as well, but he is a homunculus now that is able to age. We don't know if Bradley can die of age, since he is affected by aging. Can he eventually die of age? Is that something that Hohenheim would want? What's with that? Why is Bradley unique like that? Does it imply that envy and lust and gluttony, that they weren't human at one point, or is there something different about them? Why don't they age? Trisha told Hohenheim in the last episode that because they can die, they can change. Because they can die, they have a reason to fight to live. And maybe it's that sense of purpose that Father or Hohenheim is actually actively seeking. It makes me think of One Punch Man, how if you're truly invincible, if you're truly immortal and everlasting and nothing can touch you, how it can be so meaningless. It can all feel so pointless to not have a purpose. I've said this many times before, but I think one of the most important things that a human being can have, more important than money, more important than really just about anything else, something that living beings almost themselves inherently need to survive, is a purpose. And not having a purpose is something that sort of rots you, it hollows you out, and it makes you lose that sense of humanity that you have. It makes everything feel disconnected, and that is how you can easily lose touch with a lot of human-like qualities that you have. So even though I don't know for sure if Father wants to die or not, I could be totally off the mark with that, but it is an interesting sort of, maybe it's a thing, maybe it's not, but I figured I'd let you guys know that that's kind of what I've been thinking about, because, you know, if I end up being right, I would regret not saying it. So there. All right, I don't need to give any more intro because the last episode was put together with this one, so we're gonna jump right into episode 28. If you guys like this extra long 2-episode-in-1 reaction, be sure to leave a like on the video. I'd appreciate it a lot, especially now that the dislikes are gone. Pretty much likes are the only sort of feedback that I can actually get to show people like it, and it's probably more important now than ever. So leave a like on the video. I never ask that, but I would appreciate it. Let's get into the next episode, shall we? Is that Kimberly with the Philosopher's Stone inside of him? Or who was that? Cool Spirit Halloween skull. All right, Alphonse is about to see Father. This is gonna be, it's gonna be huge.
Couldn't get any creepier, huh?
Assuming he's here.
Father! I brought you a human sacrifice!
Your father? Where? This is happening too fast.
You're telling me, man.
Dad?
Episode 28, Father. Oh my. Oh, they're coming out. Right here and now. Is this gonna kill Gluttony as well? Oh, he's spitting out envy. Jesus. That would be crazy to see as Alphonse. Wow. Alphonse, you're taking all this very well, all things considered.
Brother?
You're back in your armor. So that means... we're back in the real world.
Nice.
So...
Please look up and see your dad.
where exactly did we wind up, though?
This is somewhat surprising.
Oh my.
Emerging from his stomach.
What the... Hohenheim?
Steel appendages, and an armored body.
It's not the same. It's not Hohenheim. It's different.
Are you two the Elric brothers?
Because he doesn't know them.
You're not...
Have you mistaken me for someone else? Well, hold on.
What's with that? What does that mean?
The name you say. By any chance do you mean von Hohenheim? And how is it the two of you are acquainted with him?
Well, he's our father.
He's your father? This is indeed surprising. I had no idea he had children.
This is so weird. This is not how I expected this to go at all. This is so strange.
Just forget him! Who the hell are you? And why do you look exactly like him?
I know that he can't be dead.
Listen!
To think that
Brother,
he has children.
this guy's the one who...
It would appear that you're injured, and you're missing your left hand, aren't you?
Is he gonna fix it? Yep. Nice. He didn't even, you know?
Your arm's broken.
Thanks, I guess.
It's not broken anymore.
Can you grow my arm back too?
A few broken ribs as well.
Thanks, I guess. This is so strange.
You to be vital resources. You must both remain alive and healthy.
This isn't right, Al. He performed a transmutation without any movement at all.
Yeah.
Didn't even fit
Philosopher's Stone.
There isn't any equivalent exchange. You aren't human. What are you? What the hell's inside you?
I would ask who you are, but I honestly don't care.
Yeah, be careful, Ling. You're not needed by him.
You can go ahead and eat him.
Oh, okay, Glutton is still alive.
I can tell he looks down on humans and calls us fools.
When you notice an insect on the ground, do you stop to consider it a fool? The life of an insect is so beneath you that it would be a waste of your time to even consider judging it.
Yeah, it's like
That would be an accurate summation on my feelings towards you humans.
it's the part of Hohenheim we saw in the last episode.
Look, you might have healed our wounds, but that does not mean we're friends. It's pretty apparent that you're the root of all this evil. I'm taking you down. I don't care how many cronies you got.
And just who are you calling a crony, pipsqueak?
Is Father able to like take over his alchemy, I wonder? This is pretty crazy. He seems really overpowered. It looks like he himself is a Philosopher's Stone. I mean, look at it. I mean, clearly two different people. Sort of. Different physical beings. What?
What's going on? I can't transmute.
What is happening?
Why can't we use our alchemy?
You lower life forms never cease to amuse me. You get a speck of power and you think you own the world. And you don't even know what that power is. And then you have the arrogance to assume that
Something
you're
deeper in that.
in control of this power.
You may prove to be rather useful to me after all. I could always use a new pawn in the rotation.
I don't like that. What are you gonna do to him?
Is that
It's a floss. Yeah.
What?
You're really gonna do that?
Wait a minute.
Do what?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
To make a new homunculus.
Oh no.
Stone is
Greed.
to the bloodstream.
It's cause cause him. It's Ling.
This is created,
Oh no.
but it's more common for the stone to overpower the subject and kill them.
I'm not gonna let you do this to him.
This is so much. No, stop. And now it's all coming to a head. Everything that Ling and Greed have had in common this whole time, even though we only knew Greed for 2 episodes, from the moment we met Ling, I was able to draw comparisons between them. I've drawn how similar they are in some of their ambitions and some of the way they do things and some of the way they talk. And, you know, there's very, very clear parallels, but also how different they are, and the way that Greed sees his subjects as more of his pawns. They're sort of dispensable, they're his property. And Ling obviously sees people like Lanfan and Hu as friends, and you know, they always have that saying about like how a king is not a king without his followers, without his men. But he says it, of course, in a more like affectionate way than that. I don't know exactly how to put it, but Ling, over time, ever since we've known him, has kind of evolved in his mindset. He's had character progression in a way that he's starting to realize that maybe his ambitions are not worth the sacrifices he's making. He's really coming to his sort of moral code, his philosophies, he's getting a better idea of who he is, what he wants, and the price he's wanting to pay for those type of things. Because for a long time, secretly, I was kind of worried, especially whenever we saw that Bradley was able to turn from a normal human into a homunculus. It kind of made me in the back of my mind think about Greed, but the reason I never thought that Ling would become Greed was because of the character development that he's had. I would think Ling would never intentionally, try and become a homunculus, especially after all that he's seen. Never did I consider that he would be captured and turned into a homunculus forcefully. I mean, we don't know that it's going to happen yet because I haven't hit play just yet, but I don't know. There's so much weight to this. How will this affect who he is? How will the soul battle that happens within, will Ling come out the same as he is now if he becomes a homunculus? I don't know. And I think I'm kind of worried that he won't, because Ling as he is now is a very good guy, and he's somebody that if he became Greed in his current state would probably not necessarily be such a bad thing. It would be, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. But if he changes into the Greed that we knew, then you have a bit more of a problem.
What is this? What's going on? Why the hell are we able to transmute?
Yeah, and I don't know what's up with this either at all. I have no idea.
Damn it, bastard! Let him go! He's got people waiting for him to come back! Get off of me!
Oh, yes. Oh, aim at father, not at...
Such a sad face. Can you, boy?
Damn you!
Ah.
Don't shoot it! This is exactly what I want, so you just stay out of it. Are you serious? I came to your land to find a Philosopher's Stone, and now this guy wants to give me one. I'm not gonna turn this down. Think about what you're doing!
Well, now this is new.
But this isn't...
But we'll see if your body is as willing as your mind.
But this wasn't... Okay.
No doubt!
I mean... Ooh, it went into his cut. Oh, God.
Told you to keep out of that! Don't you dare interfere!
Ooh, that's pretty grotesque.
Stay back! I promise that I know what I'm doing!
Okay, I'm just gonna trust he has a bigger plan in mind.
Future leader of Shing! Ling Yao!
And if he does... Ugh. I don't want him to die, but I don't want him to become a homunculus either, so I don't know what's happening.
Am I really supposed to use this little brat? Oh well, just hand over your body. I guess I'll have to make do with it.
Fine with me. Consider it yours. You can have it.
Huh?
I said go. I freely accept you.
You know, people normally reject me.
You're talking to the future Emperor of Shing, monster.
There's some comparisons to be made if he does become
My heart is larger
a homunculus
than 20 or 30 of you.
and ruler, because then he's just like Bradley, right?
My vassal lost her arm helping me search for this. I couldn't face her again if I came home empty-handed. I need this power. I need it to protect, to provide for my people, and to take my place as ruler. And I accept all of the risks.
Your avarice is certainly appealing. But let's see if your stomach matches your appetite. Can you handle this?
I hope he can somehow win out. I hope the real Ling can win out, is what I mean.
What? Ah, you mean the guy I took this body from?
Sorry,
Uh-oh.
but your friend just checked out and left Greed this body.
So, you're not Ling?
Did he say greed?
No chance. They have to be like sharing the body or something. There's no way that's the end of...
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, wow. Okay. I can definitely somewhat understand the sentiment of where Ling is coming from. I guess even though he's like kind of concerned about sacrificing what it meant, I don't think his overall quest for immortality has really been damaged to that degree. So I'd understand why he would want to keep the Philosopher's Stone. I would understand why he'd want to take it, especially considering that Lan Fan has lost an arm for it. If he was to forego his quest, if he was to abandon his quest, it would almost be like it all happened for nothing. And even so, even if he did abandon it, his clan is still not protected. His clan is still not safe. He, to himself, would have failed. But then again, it's all for naught if he has no control over his body. If Ling Yao, as we know him, is gone, then what good does this do? Nothing really happens. It might as well be that he died. My current hope right now is that somehow Ling Yao and Greed have this sort of like Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen sort of vibes where they're both sharing the same body and maybe they're able to swap out control over who's controlling it or not. Either way, that's not really a good thing, but it would be interesting from a storyline perspective. To be honest, like I said earlier, I saw this coming to some degree. There was no reason that the story would parallel Ling and Greed so much if they didn't have some sort of connection in mind. I also found it weird, and I found it weird when it happened too. Before I even met Ling, I said I found it weird how Greed would die in 2 episodes. I mean, this story does a lot of unconventional things, which is fair enough, and I kind of just wrote it off as that. Maybe just some interesting creative choice that it was making. But now it makes more sense because they do bring Greed back. They do have him come back, and they did have a reason for paralleling them to so much. If Ling and Greed do share a body, I imagine there's going to be some sort of test of wills and morals about all of this because, you know, as we've seen repeatedly, especially with the last episode, it's kind of about altruism versus selfishness, about greed versus being able to sacrifice yourself for others and do things for others and think about others. Which will is stronger? Which will is more motivating? I guess we're going to have to find out.
So then, are you the Greed from before?
Huh? What are you talking about?
You don't remember us?
From Doubleth?
You must have met some different Greed.
He was my avarice before you.
Ah, I gotcha.
Interesting.
That makes sense, but if you want to hear
So
from
that
me, no.
this one won't be as rebellious?
But
How does that work?
Well, he was an interesting kid. He gave up his body without any fight at all.
you're lying! Ling would never give up and surrender himself so easily! Answer me, Ling! Ling! Ling!
What's that? Oh. Look who it is.
What's the matter?
That feeling, it's coming from that man. He's a human, but also not.
He's a human, but not.
Oh, now that is a touching reunion right there.
I like his voice, though. Pretty cool.
So the armored boy's not with the homunculi. And they've also got full metal.
Where is he? Where is Mr. Edward?
He's right there.
He's not really here, is he?
I told you, that's him right there.
Are they gonna do a short joke right now?
That's the Fullmetal Alchemist.
Of all times. Oh no. So many crushed dreams.
Go ahead and eat. He doesn't have his alchemy to stop you right now.
Okay.
Yes, if Scar doesn't have it, that'd be... Oh, he does.
You paid for this. You
Interesting.
innocent girl, and you
Is it because it's alchemy instead of alchemy, maybe?
suffer for what you've done.
Nice job, Mei Chang. Damn. Nope.
Still isn't working!
But why is theirs?
How can you use your alchemy here?
What do you mean?
This doesn't make any sense. How can they still transmute?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I think this is our chance to turn things around.
For sure.
You want to know the truth about what started the war in Ishval?
It was envy.
The truth about who shot that child and started the uprising? He's standing right there! It was envy to
It wasn't in the Mestrian.
These guys started the entire war!
Now you have a healthy place to direct your anger, Scar.
I'd like to hear more details about this.
Yeah.
In between your screaming.
Watch out for, I love how easily Gluttony just gets deleted.
For what purpose did you choose to slaughter all of my people? Depending on your answer, I'll send you to join God. No! You don't deserve to stand by God alongside my fallen brothers! Your only solace from my wrath will be damnation!
Wow. That was a powerful attack.
He's got some pretty good moves for a human.
Greed, Take care of the outsiders.
Sure.
I don't think that would even work against... Greed was not very strong, so...
I know you're still in there. Ling.
Yeah, I know it too.
Just greed.
I really want to know what the difference between, like, how it's a different greed this time.
Let's talk a moment.
Oh my.
Are you able to use your alchemy?
Nothing.
Well, you are clearly still transmuting. Physical destruction. No. Decomposition, is it?
I really don't want something bad to happen to Scar.
1 second later, I'd be a dead man.
Scar's come so far, he's almost there. That's right, Father is just letting him leave, especially when he said he had questions for him.
Scar, can you make it to the surface with this girl?
You would allow me to escape, even though I'm the one responsible for the deaths of your friend's parents.
Yeah.
There's
well,
bigger
I
fish to
wanted
fry.
be senseless, and it makes me sick to have to ask you for help. But right now, we need to save this girl's life. Wait, what are you doing? Look!
Okay. Smart, I guess.
Get up and track his scent, Gluttony. You've used up your regenerative power. Your body's dying.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, he has gotten blown to bits a lot.
This should be more entertaining than I expected.
Maybe Gluttony will finally die.
You idiot freak!
He's fought Greed before and won.
What about your country? Have you forgotten all about Blood Fun?
Ooh, that might awaken him a little bit.
Hey, Pops! I called
Ow.
for you.
Upstairs. I want him taken directly to Wrath.
Man, you guys really made a mess of things, didn't you? If you had simply behaved yourselves, then we would have let you go a long time ago.
Brother.
He's in there. I know it.
Right.
Alive.
That look on his face, something he said, it hit. I mean, I think maybe Ling is being passive, or maybe Ling is actually pretending. Whoa, oh wait, that could be possible, right? What if Ling is just pretending to be Greed? That would explain why he has no memory. I mean, maybe Father would be able to pick up on that, especially since Father seems to be knowing exactly what's going on and isn't surprised that the new Greed is different than the old. I don't know, but like, there was clearly a reaction when he mentioned Lanfan and his country and his people. And that look on his face at the end, it really makes me think that it might just be a ploy, that there's something else going on. This might be a big brain move from Ling for all we know. And I know I've been calling for this for a while, but I could pretty easily see Gluttony dying sometime soon, just because he is at the end of his rope when it comes to being able to regenerate. Also from the fact that Gluttony doesn't really serve any more like story or narrative purpose. We've seen what Gluttony can do. I can't see anyone else in the story getting swallowed up by Gluttony's portal. We pretty much have everything from Gluttony that we need, so maybe Gluttony will go soon. Hopefully. I kind of want to see Gluttony die. I forgot to check if there's an end credit scene. Oh, there is an end credit scene this time. Oh wow, okay.
I see that you've exhausted the regenerative powers of the stone. There's no need to worry. Fear not, my son.
He actually is gonna kill him. Maybe. Okay, well, I didn't need to go on that whole rant.
When the time is right.
I should have just...
Your memories intact.
Okay, gotcha.
Humans.
I went through that whole entire rant, but then I realized I forgot to check if there was an end credit scene, so I went back after I was talking, after I finished what I was saying to check, and then sure enough, he sort of does kill Gluttony. Of course I would say that right when, right literally as it's happening, as I should have already seen it happen. Although I guess what it does give us is at the end he said, I'll recreate you when the time is right with your memories intact. So I guess it does imply that something has to happen in order to retain memory for the homunculus. Maybe Father really didn't give Greed his memory back. Would that even matter if Ling was still the one in control? Is it even really possible to Father's knowledge that Ling could maintain control over the body? I really don't know what's happening with Ling. A lot could be happening, but of course, like Ed said, Ling is still in there. We did not get any kind of proper departure for Ling's character. We did not get anywhere near a satisfying conclusion, so Ling is definitely not out of the story in a bit of a meta way of thinking about it, but this has been a long 2 episodes, guys. I don't really know what more I can add to this. I've talked a lot. This video is probably easily going to be the longest of all the Fullmetal videos so far, mostly because it's 2 episodes in one, but there's just a lot of theorizing, a lot happening, really big stuff. But I feel like I'm able to keep up a little bit better than I was compared to a couple of the previous episodes, because I don't know, I've just had a little bit more time to think about it, a little bit more. I foresaw something happening with Ling and Greed. It didn't catch me too off guard, I would say, but there's still a lot that I don't know, a lot that really could happen, so we're just gonna have to wait and see for the future episodes. That'll be it for me tonight. I've got a lot to think about for the next upcoming episodes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Let me know what you've thought about all of this stuff in the comments. Definitely be sure to not spoil anything, please. Even if you think it's mostly harmless, even if it's no hints, no spoils, no nothing. I have some comment moderators now, and they're doing a good job, but please don't make their job more difficult. I like to read my comments, but I would really like to think, or rather I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about all of this, so be sure to leave a comment for me. I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.